Quiz question, everyone. You're going into deadline day in Football Manager and there's £50 million just lying around in the bank. You know how it is. Your first team's all sorted. Do you do option A, save the money and be sensible, or option B, spend it all on a load of 18-year-olds? If you're me, you go for option B. We've made a load of signings since we last here. A Wonderkid shopping spree, I suppose you could call it. Let's talk all about that in just a second. Yes, folks, how is it going? And welcome back to Park to Prem. Today we are kicking off our Champions League title defence as we take on Athletic Club Bilbao. And following on from that, in just 3 days' time, we have Newcastle in the league. A Newcastle team who have constantly been a thorn in our side. A team who actually, if we just look, won the Premier League a few years ago. And whilst they've been on a steady drop-off this year, they have no European football to distract them. And right now they're in third. They've beaten Arsenal. They've beaten Manchester United. I'm a little bit scared of them. Now, before we talk all about these exciting new young players, just a little look at our Champions League group for the year. Inter Milan, Athletic Club Bilbao, and also Dynamo Kyiv, the three teams alongside us. Of course, Inter, we played 4 times last year in the Champions League. I did think about coming back to play them in an episode because they have got Severin, but you've seen me play them a lot of times over the last kind of year or so. I'm bored of them. I think you're bored of them too. And this game at home against Bilbao, I do think it's going to be a little bit of a test for us. Now, I've alluded to it. Let's talk about some transfers. And there wasn't just the deadline day spend. We did make one pretty big first-team signing, a man who actually scored against us in the Champions League final for Real Madrid a few months ago. Panariello, 25 years old, Italian international, looks absolutely amazing. Can play centre mid, can play centre attacking mid. How much did I spend on him, you might be wondering? 65 million. Now, let's just ignore the fact he's not played very well in his first few games. He's getting used to things. He, as far as I'm concerned, is ridiculous value for money at that price. He's an exceptional player. He's entering his prime. He has joined us to be a squad player, which means he's not going to kick up a load of fuss if he doesn't start every game. And I think he could be just a crazy creative force to have in our team and bolsters what already is a very stacked midfield. You might be thinking, where's he going to fit in? Realistically, I think he might be replacing George in the team, which might be a little bit controversial, but I mean, at least on paper, he's way better. What I will say is, he's played a few games to start his time at the club. Hasn't wowed me yet. Elsewhere, in terms of transfers in, I did go and sign one of a few English players who was on my radar as of the transfer special episode. That player is Graham Howells. He has joined us, as you can see here, from Portsmouth. We have spent £9 million on him. That physically hurts me to say a little bit. Honestly, English talent in this save game seems to be dime a dozen. He looks like the best of a pretty good bunch, was the most affordable of them all. Yes, he's an ambitious, but he has okay determination. He has okay current ability. His physicals look good. I'm just hoping that everyone's right about the potential this man has, and hopefully he is going to be able to achieve it. Only recently turned 18, of course, because he's joined us aged 18. He will get homegrown at club in a few years, as long as we don't loan him out. So a lot of good positives, but definitely one for the future. And well, speaking of ones for the future, I suppose this brings us on to the 5 players I signed on deadline day. I looked in the piggy bank, I gave it a shake, thought maybe I should spend this money that's lying around, and spend it we have. All of these players coming in for less than £15 million. So not going crazy on some super expensive options, rather looking at players who I think we can either turn a profit on, can maybe develop into squad players, all players who are joining us aged 18, so they will get homegrown at club as long as we don't loan them out. The most expensive of these new signings is Ferdi Bozkurt. He is 18 years old. He's a Turkish right back who can also play left back, has amazing physicals, good determination, some question marks over his potential, but we've only signed him for 13 million. It's not a huge investment. The kind of player who I think in terms of career trajectory is probably going to end up being a super sub squad player, the kind of man who maybe isn't on the bench for us in the league, but can play left back and right back and is just good to have around. Of course, just as a little reminder, for newer FM players, when you look at the potential here, that potential is relative to our current players. So for example, Gleri here, who is an Italian under-21 international who we picked up from Juve for 9 million, he has 4-star potential, which in our team, a 4-star potential or 4-star current ability centre-back is someone as good as Collins. So that is an important thing to note. I feel like new players sometimes get a bit confused by potential. But Glary here is one of the few players we've picked up on deadline day. Some question marks over his ability in the air as a centre-back, but at 18, still potential for him to grow a little bit. Could possibly train him to play right back even. Very good player. Instantly, his value has jumped up to more than double what we paid for him. We'll see how he develops. The next of the players we picked up for £11 million we've got here, Borna Stanic. He is, as you can see here, a Croatian under-21 international. Has amazing mentals, questionable technicals in certain areas and certainly questionable physicals. Kind of reminds me a bit of David Lind in a weird way. Not in terms of they're similar players in terms of how their attributes actually line up, but in terms of they have some really high highs and also some really low lows in certain areas of their game. I suppose when you look at Stanic here, you look at the 17 vision, you look at the 17 teamwork, you think he's going to be a playmaker. And then he has 10 passing, which I believe we are trying to work on. You can see here, we're training that passing. He's been training well. Look, we'll hope that that gap in his game can be eroded away and that his passing does get better. But for 11 million, it's just a good bargain transfer for the future. And I suppose at the risk of sounding like a broken record, the last two players are the exact same kind of players. We've got here Stefan Schronenberg. That answers on a postcard, German viewers. Under 20, international, 18 years old, super well-rounded centre-back, has pretty solid physicals across the board, maybe doesn't really have anything super standout. Good mentals as well. I like him a lot. We signed him for just £11 million. And the last of the players, the player we picked up for the cheapest amount is Villalonga. This guy, again, another under 20 international, playing for Argentina, £5 million spent. A player who's had a pretty good career over in Argentina. Could play a whole host of positions. I'm not sure why he can play so many positions, but we won't question it. For our team, we are going to be training him to play at right attacking mid as a winger. I feel like this man has winger written all over him. Loads of potential, like him a lot. £16,000 a week. And with all these new additions, I'm already stacked under 23s. Looks a little bit more stacked. So those are the transfers in. You can let me know at home who you think is the best of the bunch. I think for me, who would I go for? I actually think Schronenberg might be the best. Probably has one of the worst current abilities, but I just like his base of a player. There's no gap in his game, which is a really nice starting point for a player as good as him. And with 16 determination, I'd like to think he can develop. But anyway, that's what's been going on off the pitch in terms of transfers. I'm trying to remember if we sold anyone, but I don't think we have sold anyone. We did all our transfer business very early this year, it felt like, in terms of getting rid of players. And in the end, I was just spending what little money was left. Our actual net spend for the year comes in at just over £20 million. We've really not spent a lot of money, but it does feel like we come out of this transfer window that's just closed in a much better position than we went into it with. And while the start of the season's been very, very impressive as well. As you can see here, 4 games played in the Premier League. We kicked things off with a 4-0 win against Leeds. Middleby got a hat-trick, a penalty late on, ultimately clinched it for him. I'm a big fan of Middleby. I will say, he got a hat-trick first game of the season. He hasn't scored in the 3 games since. After that match, we beat Norwich 3-2, a game that perhaps looks a little closer than it was on the scoreline. Following on from that, a huge 2-0 win at Anfield. A difficult game against Liverpool. Of course, we beat them early on in the season. You can see here how we've lined up going into this game. And in fact, we started a few of the games like this. Of course, Zambergen out injured, Gurajaga out injured. Carlier is a great right mid, but has no concept of right attacking mid. So to start the year, we've actually been playing Carlier out in that wide area and playing the 2-striker system. In this game, an early own goal gave us the lead. Manes then got his first ever goal for the club. Great moment for him at 20 years old. He's currently unhappy because I've left him out the Champions League squad. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, good result against Liverpool. No, you know what? Great result against Liverpool away from home. We kept Haaland quiet. And well, most recently, another clean sheet in the bag. This time against Burnley, De Silva had a match to remember. Got off to a great goal-scoring start in the 4th minute. Also got an assist very late on. And Fontana, first ever goal for the club. In fact, he got 2 of them in this game. I feel like we should watch the first one. I can't remember. Was it good? I can't remember the way around in which Fontana's goals went in. Was this the good one? One of them was good, one of them was less so. I can't remember. There you go. There's his first goal for the club. That's what 150 million gets you. Should we go and watch the other one? You know what? We spent 150 million pounds on him. We should save every single goal he gets. This one, it was another similar finish actually into the top corner. That was the one that I remembered as being good. He hit it firm. He hit it strongly. And we beat Burnley 3-0. Now, of course, very early days in the Premier League, but great to be 4 games in, top of the table with 12 points, 4 wins in a row. Of course, Newcastle we are playing in a few days' time. They're yet to slip up either in terms of a defeat this year. I'm expecting them to give us a good game. Also, before we go any further, De Silva, highest rating in the league. Captain Fantastic. Still think at £44 million, we actually got one of the biggest bargains ever. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 player of the matches. 2's the magic number. And yeah, 2 matches is what we've got coming your way today. Now, I did talk about the squad registration situation. We don't have homegrown at club players. It's been a problem for a few years. It's meant we've never really been able to register a full squad. You can see here the current situation, I suppose. Craig Lewis, our third choice goalkeeper, is not registered for the Champions League, nor is David Lind. And as I already mentioned, Mans is the third and only other player who misses out. Sucks for David Lind, but we have got lots of coverage at centre mid. I feel like he's a great player, but we can kind of live without him. He'll get plenty of minutes in the league. He did that for us last year, where he started more than half our league games. I expect a similar squad role for him this year. And in fact, just on the homegrown at club note, you can see here we're actually slightly short of homegrown in nation players. We've got 5 players who are homegrown in nation. Adara Mola is our only homegrown at club player. That said, next summer, 2 players will be homegrown at club. The aforementioned David Lind, and also Heinz Winter is going to have been at the club for 3 years. Time really does fly when you're having fun. It's kind of hard to believe he's been at the club for 3 years now. He's had a great little time, been developing well. And also, I didn't mention this earlier on in the season, he's capped for Germany now. 4 caps and a goal. Now, one further final thing that I should have mentioned a few episodes ago, I even tweeted out about it at WorkTheSpace. You get the exclusive scoops apparently over there. We've got a new stadium on the way. We knew this was coming. We'd requested it. The planning permission was granted. The plans are all done. We're moving into the Douangin Arena in 2038. It's 54,000 seat a stand. You might have noticed the Douangin Arena. Yes, the chairman named the stadium after himself. I'll let you be the judge over if that's the biggest Giga Chad move ever or if it's a bit lame. I don't know how to feel about it myself. Shall we talk about our team on the pitch? Look, I can't change the stadium name, so we've got to live with it. Douangin can do what he wants. I can do what I want with these players here. Now, in terms of team news, Gurajage is still out with that broken ankle. It's a serious injury, still out for up to 2 to 7 weeks. Zambergen coming back. Been told he can only play 45 minutes today. I kind of want to start him, but I'm wondering if that is an unnecessary risk. I guess the alternative is to move Heinz Winter to the right and then play Middleby up front. I mean, Middleby loves the Champions League, so maybe that's the play to do if the game will let me swap them around. Elsewhere in the team, Carlier got a little knock over the international break, so I'm not going to start him today just because his condition is a little on the lower side. Elsewhere, Panariello is going to make his debut at centre mid on attack. Talked about the fact he's not had a great start to time at the club. To be honest, if it wasn't for the Carlier injury, he'd probably be on the bench and George would play that position, but instead, George going to play that centre attacking mid position he played last episode. And in terms of the defensive line, it's all fairly standard. Leonardo has had a very good start to his time at the club. 3 clean sheets in 4 league games, a 7.32 rating. It's early days, but at 25 million, he is looking like a bargain. So going into this game, we are reverting back to our normal system rather than the kind of odd diamond in the midfield. Looking at Bilbao's team, they're going with a 4-2-3-1. Nothing too crazy going on here. Couple of real players still in their team, including Inaki Williams, his younger brother. We're going to hope to get off to the best possible start here. I will say now, this Champions League group, very, very kind. If we lose this one, maybe I start to question how kind it actually was. Is there anything worse in Football Manager than looking at your Champions League group and going, that's an easy one, and then losing the first game? I hate that feeling, that pressure that it immediately puts on yourselves. But when we look at our group, we're in a good little spot. What I will say is, 20 minutes into this first half, not a great deal happening in terms of highlights our way. I was hoping for a pretty assertive performance. You might have noticed I am playing a full strength 11 for this game, despite the fact we've got Newcastle in 3 days' time. It's a little bit of a gamble. I'm hoping that a rest between matches is going to be enough for the players. I didn't feel comfortable for this game completely rotating the team. So, yeah, we've gone full strength for this one. We'll kind of play our hand as it's dealt, I suppose, for the game against Newcastle. Anyway, Sanchez playing at right back, bringing it forward. Of course, one of the heroes of the Champions League final. Now we're Middleby. Panariello, he's had a rough start to time at the club and it continues to be rough. That was a great moment for him to announce himself, to make himself a fan favourite in his live com debut. But he puts it wide of the post. Fontana in possession, gives it to Winter, inside to Sanchez, cutting through the middle, all on his lonesome. And I'll tell you what, that Gurajagger in goal has made a very good save. Why are there so many Gurajaggers in the world? Also, is that Gurajagger good? This is the Gurajagger who played for Liverpool a few years ago. I remember this man. mostly because all the comments were talking about the fact there was another Gurajaga. He's also a Spanish international. Less caps than Ruiz, I'll have you know. And in terms of information, he has no relative. So he's not a brother of Gurajaga. Although maybe in my headcanon he is. I don't know what's been worse so far this game. The performance on the pitch or the fact that I forgot to put any wax in my hair and it keeps flopping down and I keep between takes having to fluff it back up. Both have been shocking performances. I need more in the second half, boys. I'm not happy. I don't know why I scowled at my monitor then. As I said, I'm not happy. As if the players can feel my body language. The game taps into my camera, you know, gets the vibe that I'm going for. It's not been a good start to the half, but if we can get an early goal in the second, it eases the nerves just a little bit. De Silva, George, I mean, Middleby is stood 10 yards offside there. What are you doing, son? De Silva in possession, plays it forward to George. Can he finish it? He can finish it. I thought that was one of those typical FM chances that was going to hit the crossbar and bounce out. Instead, he scored his little dinked goal yet again. He scored one of those last episode, didn't he? Unbelievable stuff. Collins to De Silva. I mean, George just makes a little run. No one picks him up. And then in off the post, it only just crept in. That was not as comfortable as I'd like. I would have liked it just to go in the middle of the goal, but it's a goal. They all count. Now there's a kickoff highlight. I've had the jubilation of scoring. If they go up the other end and score now, I'm going to get very, very angry. Angulo, Williams, Sansei for them. Bringing it forward on this near side. Plenty of options in the middle. That post, Velez is one of them. Headed just over. I'm going to just demand more from the players. Do not get complacent because we've scored a singular goal. Oh, De Silva. De Silva. De Silva! Saved by the goalie. That was a good effort by the captain. I thought it was going to end up in the top corner. I felt like it was destined to be there. The keeper made a great stop. We have got a corner, which I feel like with Tullio in the middle is always an opportunity. He has headed that one wide. You know what? Coming up to an hour played, I feel like this is a pretty good opportunity to bring in Zambergen and get him some match fitness. Middleby's been awful. We're going to move Heinz Winter into the attacking department. Elsewhere, Fontana having another meh game. I'm bringing in Chibuk. If you thought Fontana was going to join our team and instantly make us better, he's not made us better. He's not really made us worse, I suppose. His ratings haven't been very good, but I feel like for defensive midfielders, they never are. Zambergen's gone down in a heap. The ref's going to VAR. Give it, ref. Give it. I'm on the other end of the radio. I'm hijacking the signal. Give the penalty. He's heard the message. It's being given. I kind of want to pause it here. I want to change things. De Silva's not taking it. De Silva's not taking it. Panariello, this is your redemption moment. You scored against us in the Champions League final. I've spent quite a lot of money on you. I think it was 60 or 65 million. Score now. Announce yourself on the big stage. He finds the top corner. I did think for a second the keeper might stop it, but it is in. It is going to count. We double our lead, and, well, now I feel calm again. Was it a good penalty? I think it was. I mean, if the keeper goes the right way and still can't get there, I guess it's a good penalty. 20 minutes left on the clock. Whilst Bilbao haven't yet had a shot on target, I am still a little bit scared of them. I feel like a third goal, then I can really activate cruise control and react. Who knows? If Panariello could get another, we might be on the pitch. De Silva holds it well. Tackle attempted to be put in, but he managed to dance around it. De Silva gets it onto his left foot. It's blocked away. Chiric, though, mops up the pieces. Panariello comes short. Chiric now. Can he float it in? He doesn't. He tries to drive in the cross. It's dealt with. Talha now with his green headband. Zambergen coming back from injury. We've missed him to start the year. And well, Winter has missed that opportunity. He headers it against the woodwork. Bilbao going to look to spring the counter-attack. Chibuk says no. Jimenez with the ball for Bilbao. Going back to Gurajaga in goal. He's going to clear it away. Sansei now with it. I think there's a couple of players off the pitch injured. Zambergen, I think, was one of them. He's just coming back on. Angulo's still off the pitch for them. We're trying to craft something through the middle. It's not going to happen. Is Angulo okay? Do we need to check on him? Ref, are you going to let him on the pitch? He's coming on now. What's happened? I've been distracted. The players have been distracted. Thank God they can't shoot. Gurajaga in possession, launching it long. Bilbao not created enough this game, although that one little breakaway they had, a reminder that all it takes is one little mistake, one little lapse in concentration to make this a one-goal game. We're going to hope we can hold on, though. De Silva, Panariello, quick passing, quick movement. Unfortunately, players not moving around quick enough to keep up with the ball, and now we surrender possession. Although Chiric, he's trying to get back. Oscillo to Franco. The longer this highlight goes on, the more I'm expecting a meaningful chance at the end of it. Oh my word, it's a thunderous effort from range. Chubuk puts in another huge tackle. This could have very easily been 2-2 from absolutely nowhere. I feel like we've got a little bit lucky. I suppose you make your own luck. They've still not had a shot on target, mind you. I mean, maybe it's going to come now. Tulio heads it away. It was offside. I'm going to demand more from the players, and I'm also just going to lower the tempo. Let's just chill out a little bit. We've got Newcastle midweek. We need to relax. One of their strikers is on a 5.9, by the way. Not a good day at the office for them. An okay day at the office for us. I feel like we clocked in on time at 9 a.m. We're leaving at 5 p.m. We've got our list of jobs done for the day. It's not been an exceptional day. We didn't get all the meetings organised that we need to for later in the week. In terms of an office job, it's been done. We get a goal here, though. Is that the equivalent of going to the pub with some of your co-workers after the shift? Wouldn't mind it. Sanchez, take us to the pub. Oh, my word. Their goalkeeper's taken us to the pub. He's just dropped the ball. And, well, De Silva says, thank you very much. Scores the goal. The goalkeeper's had an absolute howler there. Apparently, Morcillo made the mistake, their centre-back. I don't know who's to blame. 3-0. Maybe. I was going to say it flatters us. I don't think it does flatter us, does it? No. We have a way above a 3 XG. Nice, though, to get a goal there. And, yeah, a great day at the office now, followed by a trip to the pub after, is the analogy I'll use. Now I'm ready to go to Newcastle and hopefully show them who's top dog. So, great result for us there. We win 3-0. We go top of the group. And now we have to prepare ourselves for a game against Newcastle. Now, you might be wondering, Jack, how are you going to prepare for that game against Newcastle? Fantastic question. I'm going to go sort my hair. It's been doing my head in all of this recording session. I've got 3 days to sort it. We're heading up north. De Silva, player of the match. Lozano, by the way, on loan at Benfica. They just got spanked by AEK Athens. Less than ideal, although Lozano, he's developing, isn't he? He looks very, very good. Very, very good. You know what? Benfica, you can have more of my players if you develop them like this guy. Right, I'm getting distracted. Let's go up north, taking on the Magpies. I'll join you in a mo. Okay, folks, game number 2 today against Newcastle. A little bit of rotation going on. Middleby going to start a striker. Zambergen still apparently can only play 45 minutes. We did rest our players between the 2 games, so we are pretty fit going into this one. Just as a little refresher, as to the top of the Premier League table, we are currently top. We are the only team to win all of our opening 4 games. That said, Newcastle have got off to a very good start. The fact they've beaten both Manchester United and Arsenal, you know, they're difficult games for them to do well in, especially in this save game. Elsewhere, Manchester United not winning their first 4. Wonder how soon they'll sack their manager. And also Liverpool, who were again one of our big title rivals last year, just 1 win in their first 4 for them. So yeah, a few of the big dogs not getting off to good starts. A win here, I mean, it puts us in a really, really good position alongside Everton at the top. You might have also caught it as I was going through the lineup. I have decided to bring George in for today's game over Panariello. All in all, though, it's a very, very strong team. One player who I've not really talked about to start the year much is Collins at centre-back. He's just joined and clicked, really. He's been here for, what, 4 league games, got a goal, 7.65 rating. Yeah, he might be 31. He's looking phenomenal. He's playing phenomenal. Let's hope he can keep it up today. I feel like I've just given him the curse of the commentator, and now he has to make an error or something, and we'll end up losing because of it. Newcastle got the ball on this near side with Sabanda, who is a right-back. I did look at a couple of years ago. He's a young English player. I say young, he's probably in his mid to late 20s now. But, well, as you can see, he's no match for Chiric, who wins the ball away from him. Now we're going to look to build it up this near side. George, back on the pitch today. And we're looking very, very competent. I'm hoping that Fontana is going to have this breakout live commentary appearance some point soon. I know he got the 2 goals that we talked about against Burnley. Besides that, he's really not done a great deal. So maybe today's the day things are going to be different. Sanchez, Zambergen, great to see him back on the pitch, by the way, and starting. Carlier, Zambergen, Middleby, saved by Donnarumma in goal. Really, really nice build-up play. Just a shame there wasn't the end product there. Sanchez with the throw-in to Carlier. Now with Marcus Tulio. Fontana plays it down the line to Sanchez. Can he keep it in? He can, the right-back. Looks to pick up Middleby. Difficult angle. Pulls it back to Zambergen. The play there by Middleby. A little bit of a throwback, I feel like, to when he played false 9 for us. I feel like a lot of strikers in that situation, even from that impossible angle, would have just blasted it at goal. But instead, he just holds it up intelligently, waits for Zambergen to get that little bit of space, and then it's on a plate. Welcome back to the first team, Zandberg, and welcome back from injury. Newcastle with the ball on this near side again. A lot of their build-up play looks to be coming down this right-hand side. Of course, Chiric on his lonesome at left-back. Going to have plenty of work to do there. Gonzalez plays it forward. They've got options in the middle. The guy might just go on his own. I'll tell you what, Leonardo's made a great stop there in goal. Puts out for a corner. We've still got to deal with this. I feel like we have a lot of giants in the box, but Newcastle also have their own physical presences there. But we've got Collins. Heads it away from danger. Church has just been hacked down there. That's just not cricket. Free kick deep. Chiric to Fontana. Carlier, lots of space. Probably could have run at goal. Probably could have got a little bit closer. Decided he couldn't be bothered. Too much effort. Why go closer to the goal to give yourself a better chance of scoring where you can just pick your bottom corner and place it in there like that? It's 2-0. Fontana does get an assist. Chiric with the initial free kick. And Carlier, cool, calm, collected, finds the bottom corner, and we've taken the few chances that have come our way in this game. Rapidly approaching half-time here. In fact, it is now half-time. 2 goals to the good. Not been a whole host of chances in this one, but we've taken the half chances that have come our way. And as you can see, just looking at the performances across the team, it's just been a good team performance so far in this one. Maybe tried my luck a little bit here. We've got to the 60th minute. I am going to take off Zandbergen and just save his legs. Elsewhere, George hasn't had the best of games, so I'm going to bring in Panariello. Chiric at left back, maybe some question marks over his performance. I don't want to make all my subs with 30 minutes left. I feel like you're then inviting the curse of the injury after you've made all your subs that I feel like exists in Football Manager. Also, De Silva's now picked up a knock and wants to come off. Right, Horniak, on you come. That's why we saved a sub. Suddenly, there's only 10 minutes left, by the way. We've kind of got those 2 goals ahead and then shut up shop, it feels like. That said, if Newcastle get one back now, then it becomes squeaky bum time. Then maybe we start to worry. Sabanda played forward. Great opportunity here. Gonzalez finishes it. And he gets the ball out the back of the net and suddenly it's 2-1. Maybe, do I need to panic? I won't panic. I'll just shout demand more. Nice build-up play, to be fair, here by Newcastle United. Not created a whole lot in this game, but they carved us open here. Marcus Tullio just the wrong side of his man. And that opens up the door that leads to an opportunity for maybe Newcastle to come back here. 2-1 though. Time trickling away. I don't really want to change the game plan too drastically. And well, what could have been, you know, a late inspiring comeback ultimately fizzles out into nothingness. We're going to win 2-1 here. That Carlier long-range goal ended up being the difference maker. Wasn't an emphatic performance. Wasn't a special performance. But it was enough to get us over the line. And elsewhere, Everton drew, which allows us to pull away that little bit further towards the top of the table. De Silva out for 4 to 5 days. Could have been worse. We're kind of okay with that. Zandbergen picked up man of the match. Welcome back, my friend. Good to have him back and playing in the first team. And with that win, 5 wins in a row, we look good. Now, I'm a little bit conscious that this season we might end up running away with the Premier League table and the title just because Liverpool and Manchester United are struggling. Everton appear to be our main rivals. So I don't want to do a load of unnecessary episodes through the season. I'm conscious of the fact that, you know, we're a successful team at this point. We know what to expect from a Champions League group stage in the early stages of the Premier League. With that in mind, we are going to come back next time at the end of November. That is over 2 months away. We have Everton. We also have Manchester United. We might do those as a double header. Or, if for whatever reason we're ballsing it up in the Champions League, there is the option to maybe even do the game against Inter instead. Anyway, folks, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. As I asked earlier, let me know which of the 5 deadline day Wonderkids you think is the best signing. I'm very, very happy with all 5. Hopefully a few of them go on to be long-term servants here at the club. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time, where we're going to, well, fingers crossed, be top of the Champions League group and still top of the Premier League. Everton, Loom, Manchester United or into the other game. I'll see you guys for either of those then. And other than that, it is me, Jack. Thank you for watching as always. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm out.